I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of Alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at itsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. A child shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. We are at the beginning stages of our wonderful
Imperishable
show.
Flames.
Imperishable Flames. Gang.
Yes, you know what it is. All right, up next we have Procal, Harum, Conquistador. And let me just put that timestamp.
Procal, Harum. What language is that? Is that Espanol? I know Conquistador, but the name of the band itself. Okay.
This is for Middle Earth. He says, Conquistador is a song by the English rock band Procal Harum, written by Gary Brooker and Keith Reed. It originally appeared on the band's 1967 self-titled debut album. It was later released as a single from the band's 1972 live album, Procal Harum Live. In concert with the Edmonton Symphony Orchestra, it's one of the band's most famous popular songs and their 3rd top 40 hit on the U.S. Billboard's Hot 100. Oh, okay. Huh. All right, let's check it out.
We'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, it always interests me when something hit the top 100 because I'm like, are we going to think that now?
Aren't most of our songs top 100s?
Well,
I think
Revo does it a lot.
Revo does. Is Revo here? Shout out to Revo.
Well, he
Revo
was
in the house.
here, but I don't know if he's coming back later.
Here we go. Conquistador.
Let's check it out.
Conquistadores. Let's do it. Oh, shit. This sounds epic.
Conquistador, your stallion stands in need of company. And like some angels haloed proud, you reek of purity. I see your armor-plated breast has long since lost its sheen, and in your death mask face there are no signs which can be seen. Though I hope something to find, I can see no place to unwind. Twisted door, a vulture sits upon your silver sheet, and in your rusty scabbard now, the sand has taken seat. And though your jewel encrusted blade has not been punished there, she has washed the grassy face, taken of its spell. Though I hope for something to find, I could see no place to unwind. Though I
feel like something's about to happen.
Conquistador, there is no time. I must pay my respects. Though I came to jeer at you, I leave now with regrets. And as the gloom begins to fall, I see there is no only all. I know you came when soul held high. You did not conquer, only die. Though I hope for something to find, like a seagull, place to unwind. Though I hope for something to find, like a seagull, place to unwind. And though I hope for something to find, like a seagull, place to unwind.
Shout out to Night Ranger and all the beautiful new patrons and your alliances on stuff. Okay. This band, they're that epic kind of like build. They did a really good job with tension. And then I thought to myself, they had an orchestra behind them. That's got to be a big. Have we done anything by this band?
I mean, I don't believe so.
Shauna TV and this bitch. What's good, Shauna?
Hello. Procal Harum. I don't think.
I don't think we've ever done them. Is that the big? Is that what they look like?
Yeah.
Our chair.
This is them.
Hey,
They're like peeking around these purple things.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull that up.
It's so funny what each generation thinks is like. You know what? Because they thought it through. Obviously, you know, they were like, "This is it."
Maybe they were like, you know what?
Did this man curl his bangs, or did they just appear like that?
Maybe they're just
like,
naturally curly.
Could be.
Know?
It could be. I always think that in mustaches, like what we've done with mustaches as time progressed, is always interesting as well.
Hey, you can't tell me that that's not the awesomest looking band in the world. There's a 5-piece in that bitch. All right.
So a conquistador is like an explorer type of situation.
Yeah, the Spaniards that go in there and then kill everybody and take their shit. They're out there bent on conquest, hence the term conquistador. I learned about that in the I was in 5th grade. I forgot the lady's name. She's got to be with the Lord now. She was not a very healthy woman. See what I'm saying?
She's babe.
There's just no way. I was in the 5th grade at the time. Like, no way. And,
okay.
But I mean, that's not bad. She's with the Lord.
No, it's just funny because when you said it, you looked down at me.
Well, like I was given the code because I didn't want to hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you made some big deal.
I know, but sometimes the way you say things is so funny to me. All right, moving right along.
It's just
Okay, so yeah, she's
like we were on that show and the dude was like, I mean, do you understand the health ramifications of the situation you're in? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once he said that to her, man, it was over with.
I mean, I would be offended if somebody had said that to me as well.
Yeah, but it's all good.
I understand, but some things don't need to be said. Let the doctor say it. All right. Okay, so it sounds like the homie went out and he was doing his thing and then he ended up just dying and didn't actually do his conquest, right?
Well, again, I wanted to know what year we were talking about here because this could be another sort of Vietnam subliminal. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
We got to understand like the social context.
Yeah, here, let me pull that up.
It's a song by the band, written. It originally appeared to be his 1967 self-titled debut album. It was later released as a single. So 67. So right in the middle of Vietnam. Right?
69. 67, right.
67, then they re-released it in 72.
72,
like
yeah.
Man,
okay.
You and that number,
right.
bro, like, you're killing me right now.
Wait, what?
You said 69 like 2 seconds ago. It was 1967
or
1972.
Yeah, but I flipped the 9 and the 6. I flipped the 9 and the 6 over here.
I'm just saying, like, you've been struggling with that number.
Oh, yeah?
See what I'm saying?
Is that true?
Hey, chill out, bro. Chill out, bro. We got kids here. What's wrong with you?
1967.
1967. We got.
Okay, so we're talking back We're talking about it.
I'm saying it's Vietnam. It's in the era of Vietnam. I'm not saying it's Vietnam. You know what I'm saying?
You're just saying it was during that time.
Yeah, there were Spy Kings. There were Spy Kings, the Spanish Vikings. You know, they're just going out there. It was like, yeah, exploratory, but it was also, if you find something of value, go handle biz. And, you know, shout out to Tenochtitlan. Was it Tenochtitlan? I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but that was like my favorite time in global studies when I learned about the Aztecs, the Incas, and the Mayas, and their little kingdom, and then how it just got ruined.
Yeah.
And then the Spaniards showed up and killed a bunch of them, baptized the women, and said, "Hey, you're with us now," type of thing. It's crazy.
Jeez.
But you know, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? It is what it is. Which song is being discussed? It
Conquistadors.
is Conquistador.
Conquistador.
So go ahead. What were you saying? I'm gonna get these lyrics up in here.
Well, it sounded like, okay, so it says, your stallion stands in need of company, and like some angel's hallowed brow, you reek of purity. I see your armor-plated breast has long since lost its sheen, and in your death mask face there are no signs which can be seen. So he's come upon the situation where the stallion is still there, but the conquistador has been killed.
Yeah.
Right? And though I hoped for something to find, I could see no maze to unwind. What is he saying? It was basically pretty cut and dry when he walked up and saw the situation. Like, there wasn't anything to figure out. Is that what he meant by maze to unwind?
Well, just go ahead. Keep going.
But then a vulture sits on your silver shield, and in your rusty scabbard now the sand has taken seed. So that's the other thing, too. It couldn't have just happened because this part is talking about the seed of the sand in his, I'm guessing it's in the place where you put the sword in.
Scabbard.
And it says, I know your jewel encrusted blade has not been plundered still. Sea has washed across your face and taken of its fill. So he sunk. But we were talking about a stallion. I'm a little bit confused.
Well, Conquistador rides on a stallion. I think if you're relating this to the time period they're in, it sounds again like maybe we're talking about Vietnam, because it says you came to conquer, but you didn't. You just died. See what I'm saying? And so it's like you went into this engagement expecting to win decisively.
Yeah.
And you died.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what happened in Vietnam. It was people who were, we thought we were just going to wipe the floor with these dudes because we're America, and these guys are, they're in the bushes with AK-47s and rice patties. What are they going to do? Throw the rice against all the first time I actually saw a movie, and I asked my stepdad, like, is this what it was like? Was Born on the 4th of July.
Okay.
It's with Tom Cruise.
Okay.
And it was just this terrible movie, man, because, well, it was terrible because 9/11 hadn't happened yet. So, like, my mind was not, like, war for me was, like, beef with the dudes outside at the time, So, I'm watching Born on the 4th of July, and this dude is a young, like, impressionable dude. He's Tom Cruise, handsome, whatever. And he didn't want to do the lottery thing. Like, he volunteered. He wanted to go. He wanted to go to jihad. And then, you watch him as it happens. Like, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, I'm saying? Like, Jet's here. You got some young people here. I haven't seen the movie. But, like, it was the first time, like, I thought to myself, like, yo, your country will send you to some bullshit war and just use you up, man.
Yeah.
And in the name of patriotism,
people will go, yeah.
And then all the sacrifices in the name of patriotism, will be worth it for patriotism's sake. And then, like, the people who the country is real patriotism, like, it's weird because it's like there's this one angle where patriotism is just this weird idea. It's just this out there. It's like this was happening after 9/11. It's like if you didn't agree with the government, you weren't patriotic. If you didn't have a support the troops thing, you were unpatriotic. And so patriotism was not about the people. It was about loyalty to the collective idea of what America's supposed to be or whatever.
Yeah.
And so, like, and then you had the other folks, your left-wing friends, my gay friends who were too scared to fight. That was my mentality. They were like, how am I not a patriot when I'm saying I don't want American people to die?
Yeah.
How is that not patriotic? And so you really saw if Born on the 4th of July would have been reactivated in my mind when that whole discussion was happening, who knows, where we'd be. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
interesting, yeah.
But there was no. I was so angry after 9/11 that there was no like, well, where have we seen this before? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like that was the craziest thing right there to me. Like looking at that because yeah, when those conquistadors set sail, it was just already decided that if they find some shit, they're gonna get busy and they're gonna win.
Uh-huh.
And that's essentially what happened. I mean, it's weird too because. I don't know if it's Quetzalcoatl. I don't know what it was, but there's a high god in that system. I think his name is Quetzalcoatl, but the high god also has a son or whatever, and he and his crew were supposed to show up or something, and then boom, the conquistadors walk off the boat. They've never seen these boats before. They never saw the breastplate, so they were like, "Holy shit, these guys are the fulfillment of this prophecy."
That's the group. Yeah, okay.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like so. That's a very good metaphor because it was like you've got the tech, that was a big thing that you'd hear all the time. It's like these dudes are in the Stone Age, you know what I'm saying? Like the people were fighting, oh, they're in the Stone Age. It's like okay, they're in the Stone Age. Well, guess what Afghanistan is? The freaking Stone Age. Right. Okay, so
there's no towers.
Yeah, do it. Put a JDAM out there, do whatever you want, bro. Like them dudes, they know that place. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And you talk to anybody. They'll tell you we lost over there. I'm not even talking about like the way we left. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about like actual engagements, actual objectives, etc., etc. They were able to impose their will on the situation a lot better than we were. So it's just a fact. I've said the best warriors in the world have said that. So I don't want to hear from nobody. Now we're Americans, so we're going to say that we, you know what I'm saying? We're a country that nobody better fuck with. Right? Like, you better not come over here and do some dumb shit in the name of a country, which never happens. It just doesn't happen. 9/11 was not in the name of a country. It was in the name of Islam and jihad and bin Laden and Al-Qaeda. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't Saudi Arabia did this. Yeah. Russia did this. Like, it wasn't like that. Yeah. Like, we should be fine with that. It should be, do not fuck with the Americans. Don't hurt them. If you see an American, in your little town, be nice to them. Mm-hmm. And if we did that, like, I think most people would be cool with that. But there's this bent to go and conquer. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They were waiting for white people. The Aztecs' neighbors were more than happy to help. In Vietnam, we won every battle but lost the war. Yeah, because if you have a people that are fighting with the mindset of, we're just going to keep cycling these people to you, you cut them down, we're just going to keep sending them. Like, that's what happened. Like, when we first showed up in Afghanistan, we cleared them boys out in about 2 or 3 weeks. Italian. There was a bunch of revenge killings. I remember the Northern Alliance guy was out there, and we were making this big, oh, he's such a great guy, Muqtada al-Sadr, whatever. He was horrible. And they did some horrible shit to those Taliban, like, but they had a bill from, like, the 80s. You see what I'm saying? They had a bill from the 80s, and the Northern Alliance was there, and they've been fighting those dudes since day one. You know what I'm saying? So there's just a lot of, like, I could see some correlations here, Mm-hmm. And right here it says Conquistador, there's no more time. I must pay my respects. And though I came to jeer at you, I leave now with regret. And as the gloom begins to fall, I see there is no only all. I know you came with sword held high. You did not conquer, only to die. So that right there to me is like, that is probably the experience of the soldiers when they returned back from the war. Because he says, I came here to jeer at you. Yeah. So this to me seems like it's written from the perspective of a protester at one of those things. So you remember they were spitting on the soldiers and all that when they got back and all this and calling them baby killers and all that? Yeah. So he says, when, though I came to jeer at you, I leave now with regret. Because it's kind of like, and the gloom begins to fall. I see there is no, only all. I know you came with a sword held high and you just went there to die. So, it's taking that second thought and saying, well, you weren't there. See what I'm saying? Yeah. You weren't there in that situation for whatever reason. Like, if you want to judge a GWAT person, fine, because those people went completely voluntarily. Mm-hmm. But
if you got drafted,
you got people. You got
what are you
got kids that get drafted who've seen their friends just die. Yeah. and you know their buddy just died, the dude that they train with, and then
Yeah.
you're at the height of your mania, and then Officer Porkchop says, let's go down to that village and just clean house. Obviously dudes are gonna, you know.
And it's not like anybody is training their kid, like, you know, like, you're preparing your kid for their future relationship, their like living life regular, whatever. You're not preparing your kid to deal with killing somebody and then keeping on fighting and killing more people and potentially having to kill kids, and nobody's preparing their kids for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, these kids went in there completely unprepared. And you know, I think some of those war movies are really good at just showing you the excitement for war that boys have when there's their soldier toys and their guns. And you know, I just, you know, bought some water pistols for the boys, and they're just, you know, spraying every can and everything all around. You know what I mean? Like, it's fun for them. They're not thinking about the implications of killing someone. And I didn't buy them those water guns for them to think about killing people either. It was just, here's a direct stream that you guys can have some fun with. You know what I mean? Like, parents aren't preparing their kids for that, and kids are not prepared for that. So when you put a draft out there and you drag like just regular kids out into this situation, and especially if they think, you know what, there's going to be some patriotism, some glory to it, and then you get out there and it's like it was there. And then to return back and have people spitting on you when it's like, what would you have done if you were in that situation? There's a lot of judgment coming from people who were not there. It's just, man.
I mean, yeah, you know, yeah, there's a balance. Like, some of it is like you weren't there, but there's also, you know, there's lines like, I don't give a fuck what happened. I'm not going to take part in a group rape session. I'm not doing that shit.
Oh, well, yeah.
Right. So,
Yeah.
so these people were hearing the worst, very worst stories ever.
Okay,
And so
I thought that
so because there were units that did that for sure, but that wasn't the majority of the guys that were over there. And so these dudes came back, and these people are only hearing these stories, and then you got Jane Fonda or whatever, that's a different story, but like, you're only hearing that one story, and these people are all hopped up. And remember, on top of the fact that they're angry about what we're doing overseas, there's still this lottery where your friends and your family could still be there. And so there's just, these people are so tensed over this war situation that these guys come back, and it was like, our leadership, like, we should have not been there. We should have never been there. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a horrible situation just for everybody involved. And you can't really, I always tell the kids, like, there's no pity for winners. So, you know, I'm not going to sit here and feel bad for Americans, but it was a really fucked up situation to be in as an American at that age, you know, at the age of being a fighting age male. And then you've got people like Johnson and the rest of these dudes that, you know, didn't step foot over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bush, you give him his respect. Like, Bush got busy. Bush got big. He's in World War II, right? Middle. Like, Bush Senior got busy. World War II, the agency guy, you know, killed Kennedy, all that shit.
I'm pretty sure my meme's brother died in the Vietnam War. It's crazy because I remember her taking out this box, and she was like, these are for my brother. But I didn't get it. Like, I was like, I don't know, probably 8, 10, something in there. And all they were just letters from an old dead guy to me. Like, it didn't, I didn't get it. I didn't get the sentimental side of it. I wasn't understanding that this is her brother. Like, and she was bringing this out to show me. And so, you know, like, and I've never been interested in war stuff. Like, that never has interested me. So, like, he was over there fighting, you know, but I didn't realize, like, how much, like, you know, he probably got drafted. And, you know, that's how that, you know, she had lost her mother when she was, like, you know, 8 years old or 6 years old or something like that. And then her brother goes, and just a complicated situation, but not realizing it because I was a kid. And now it's like, wow, like, I wish I could have read those letters. What was he saying, you know? She was letting me read them. She was like, here, you can read them, but I had no interest.
I'm not sure I agree, Shauna, where it says sleeper cells and jihadists are mindless drones, people who were brainwashed and tricked with the two most emotional agendas, politics and religion. I think that sleeper cells have a legitimate beef against the United States. I think if you look at what's happening in the Israel-Palestine situation,
there's a little legitimate beef with us because these guys wouldn't be able to do what they're doing without us being behind them. Israel is that annoying snot-nosed kid that'll, for whatever reason, the gangsters love him, and so he's going to protect him. They're going to protect him. So, like, we're the big gang in town, and it doesn't take much to manipulate a fighting age male to say, hey, you like these dudes that are just coming into your land and taking your women, killing folks, and doing all this shit with impunity? You know, most dudes are going to, you know? Yeah, man, it's a crazy situation to be in because that's one of those situations where you can be right in principle and then wrong in application. Right? Like being anti-war, the older I get and the more I see, the more I review my own heart about things. Like being anti-war is good. And like, it's like, you know, one of the dudes said, like, if you can avoid war, then do whatever you possibly can to avoid war. But the minute you press that button, then he said, look away.
No, man.
You know, it's like, it's one or the other, man. Like,
Wow.
you know, so
That's wild.
I just think that these situations are so complex now because, you know, we've got drone technology now. We've got so many things where you can really affect the battlefield in a pretty significant way without really having human cost. And there is a sense in which there's some mutual assured destruction, even though, like, technologically speaking, like, we're way advanced more than everybody. But at the end of the day, it's like you got to go on the ground, and your guys are there, their guys are there. Whoever has the best strategy and the best, you know, execution and the longevity is going to win. And so that's one of the differences between, you know, these communists. It's kind of like 9/11. People were fighting because we were angry. They attacked us, and we wanted to send a message. And we were sending a message to everybody. This was going to happen if you fuck with America. It's dark, but I get it, man. And to a degree, I believe in it because I'm an American. That's dark, but it is what it is. But, you know, year like 6 of the GWAT, where it's like, okay, we just stacked like 45 people here in 3 minutes. Like they're stacked up. Okay, we got thumbprints on everybody, blah, blah, blah. Like it's, okay. Like we're stacking dudes like 40, 50, 60 a day. And dudes are looking at each other like, what are we doing here? I had a buddy tell me like, yo, I'm coming home, bro. I was like, word? I said, what? What happened? Because I knew how long his deployment was. He's like, yeah, just, you know, he started being all weird and shit. And then you know, stuff happened. And then like a week or two later, Mr. Obama got on TV and he said Mr. Bin Laden was dead. And so I hit up homie. I'm like, yo. He's like, yep. I was like, all right, cool. But wow. I was certain, like, okay, it's over with. Like, I was fine with, like, you know, auxiliary, you know, whatever, hunting dude down. Like, just to square that circle. Like, nobody was going to be fine until that dude was, like, gone. You know, like, to this day, like, I'm like, you know, I'm anti-war, blah, 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 blah. But that guy had to die, bro. There's no way you let the guy live. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And I'm probably wrong on it, but everybody took that shit personal. And it was so weird, though. I'm watching all these, like, 19, 20-year-old kids, and they were celebrating. I'm like, you guys weren't even around when the shit happened. Like, I was like, this is so strange. And then I had a family member, and then during graduation for the unit that he was in, their honor man basically said, we've got millions of Americans who were born during the time of the global war on terror. All they know is war and terrorism and that whole concept. And I was like, damn, like that was powerful when he talked to me about that. Because I'm like, yo,
give some perspective then.
Yeah, man. It really, really put shit in perspective because I'm like, yo, and it's crazy because when I see like really young people, like I'm like, I find myself saying like, I wish you could have seen America before 9/11.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it really occurred to me like, yo, they didn't live in that America. People always say like, oh, things were different when I was it's like, no,
they were
fundamentally different country now, dude. Like, honestly, it's insane. Like that situation right there, like actually did what it was supposed to do. Like it was, you know, As far as strategy and all that shit goes, like it was, you know, it is what it is, man. With the wings of his plane on fire, smoke pouring into the cockpit, future President George H.W. Bush parachuted to the Pacific Ocean where he floated for hours on a life raft with a head boom. Yeah, like dude was a real live gangster. Like I said, I mean, he took out Kennedy. Yep. During the Cold War, you had those duck and cover drills. Yeah, I mean, you know, that must have been crazy. Like, we don't understand that. Like, nobody believes that they're going to wake up to tomorrow and there's going to be something, or you have to go to another country and all that. You know, we had folks crying because they missed Afghanistan.
Because they
dudes were crying because they missed Afghanistan. Like, literally. It's crazy. What an incredible, that, I don't know, like, maybe I'm just reading the whole Vietnam context into it, but it's definitely a crazy idea. And I remember, like, when this lady was teaching us about the conquistadors, and they were talking about, like, they were basically like rock stars when they got home. I was like, yo, these dudes are raping, pillaging, stealing shit, like taking people's shit, like completely destroyed this very advanced civilization, enslaved, you know, like what? Yeah. But then, you know, after 9/11, if you had a any sort of military anything and you were in church, they'd make you stand up. Oh yeah. Everybody clap for you. You'd have a whole harem of women throwing themselves out. It's all types of craziness, man. Really? Like, yeah. So then it was like, okay, now I understand why. You know, like, now I understand why it was like that. You know. So. Wow. Yeah, it's a crazy situation. And then. Middle Earth is talking about those drills that they had to do. They were hiding under desks in the event of a nuclear attack from the Soviets, which we laugh at, but it gave these kids an idea that, hey, you could do something to try to survive if these motherfuckers try to kill us. You see what I'm saying? Like, people need that kind of psychology.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, what do you get this song?
You go first.
They told us in the event of attack, get under a desk.
Yeah,
that shit is crazy, bro.
Yeah. I'll go with an 8.9.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 9. I'm gonna give this one a 9.2. Look at this, guys. They told us in the event of an attack, get under the desk. I was like, I watch movies. How are these desks gonna shield me from this bomb? Not forgetting my dad was an Army vet for 21 years. Yeah, that's one of those things where you just say, man, shut the fuck up. Your buddy doesn't know that.
Yeah. They didn't think that through like that.
All right, you guys. Oh, shit, X-Men Forever. I remember exactly where I was when 9/11 happened. I was in our school newspaper room in my high school in Orlando, and our teacher gave us an assignment to go out and get pictures for an emergency. We had a girl come into the class and say a plane just crashed into the World Trade Center, and we were laughing at her like, okay. She's like, no, I'm dead ass serious. Like, plane, go to the resource room. And I was like, nah. And then the teacher got quiet. And then we all went to the resource room just in time to see the second building get hit. Jeez, boy. Anyway, may God destroy all deceptive people, man. Really terrible shit. All right, what did you give it again? 8.9?
I gave it 8.9.
I gave it a 9.2? 9.2
Primus What's the next song? We'll be right back.
What's the next song?
Primus. Too many puppies.
This is Northern Scoundrel?
Too many puppies.
Oh, no,
this is SGS. Too many puppies?
SGS. Too many puppies. That'd be one. One of them is puppies? Too many puppies.
Well, I mean, puppies. I don't want them in my house using the bathroom all over the place, but if I see a bunch of little puppies falling all over